Beloved, this is speaking truth to you from the UK. Today, I want to appeal to our fellow Muslims from West Africa, whether you are from Senegal, Zambia, Gambia, Upper Volta, Nigeria, especially our fellow Muslims from Northern Nigeria. Please, we are pleading with you. It is about time you start studying the Quran for yourself. Many of you are listening to a bunch of ignorant dawah groups. Some of your imam don't know anything about the Quran or about Islam. All they do is they try to fool you by going to the Bible and pick scripture that has nothing to do with the Quran, scriptures that does not justify the Quran, the validity of the Quran. They are doing everything to find something from the Bible to fool you that Islam and Quran is correct. It's not correct. Please start paying attention to the Quran itself. Begin to read it. Look, your own prophet said that nobody should write anything down like hadith. But today, not only today, without the hadiths, you cannot explain the Quran. Where the Quran itself says that it's self-explanatory. You don't need the Sunnah, you don't need tafsirs, you don't need anything to understand the Quran. You told me without those writings, the Quran doesn't make sense. Because the Quran doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter what those guys tell you. They are ignorant men trying to hold you on in a lie. They fabricate everything, and because you people are not readers, you are not searching, you are not reading, you are not sitting down, they are fooling you and keeping you in this court. Please, don't be mad with me, okay? I'm also your fellow African. Read. We are reading your scriptures, we are studying it, and the more we read and study it, the more disgusting it becomes, full of lies. And we can tell you, we can unearth one at a time for you. Their claims are all wrong. They are fabricating things and they are deceiving you. So I am pleading with you. Let's you take the first surah of the Quran, the first book of the Quran. Read verse 1 to 6 and ask yourself, who exactly is speaking over there? Is it Allah or the Prophet Muhammad? Which of them is speaking? You read only the first 6 verses alone. If Allah is speaking, how can Allah praise himself? And Allah is saying, show us the way in verse 5 and 6. Show us the way. Who exactly is speaking there? That's not the only one. There are countless number of ayahs that you can count on. But because you are not readers, you don't want to read, you have blocked your mind. These ignorant men are fooling you. And it is so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad. And some of you, just last week, I was discussing with a Nigerian Muslim, and some of the things I begin to show him, he was cursing because he has never come across them before. I said, are you cursing me or you are cursing those who are lied to you? So please pay attention. Look at what your scripture said. The Quran borrows stories from the Bible and other religions and twisted them. If you read the story of Moses appearing before the burning bush, you ask yourself, who is speaking over there? He said Allah does not enter into his creation. But Allah was speaking to Moses. Even though it's not Allah, it's Jesus. Before he became human being, it was Jesus right over there. He was referred to as Yahweh, Jehovah, the angel of the Lord. That is what he was referred. But the Quran writer said it was Allah. Okay, so if it's Allah, Allah came down from wherever he is. He entered into creation, was speaking to Moses. Common sense to tell you that they've lied to you. By the way, Allah is not a spirit being. So who is he? Do you know who Allah is? Your own professors and your scholars said they don't know who Allah is. And yet you are going around, when we ask you who is Allah, you said he created. We are not asking about Allah's profession. We are not asking about Allah's career. We are asking, who is that Allah? So please, they tell you don't ask questions. I heard an imam saying that Allah has got two right hands. He hasn't got left hand. He's got a shin, but we don't ask questions. You don't ask questions about Allah. They've told you that, but you have the guts to come and ask this question about Jesus and the God of the Bible. If you are intelligent enough, and I know you are intelligent, why don't you ask those same imam the same questions you are asking as Christians about Jesus? If you are intelligent enough to investigate Christianity and the claims of Christianity, you should ask the same questions about Islam and the Quran, which came about 800 years after Christianity, after Jesus, and none of them were eyewitnesses of Jesus. Have you asked yourself, who wrote Surah Cow? Who wrote Surah Ant? Who wrote Surah Thunder? Who wrote Surah Camel? Who wrote Surah Taha? Who wrote them? You said you don't believe John, who was eyewitness of Jesus, the beloved disciple. Yet you believe those who came 800 years. What are you talking about? So please, we love you. Start asking questions. When they tell you don't ask questions because they don't know, they are lying to you. Ask them questions. Begin to read your Quran like we are doing. The more you read the Quran, the more you will find out you have been cooked. You have been cooked. So please, we love you. We don't hate you. And my fellow Christians, you too, start reading the Quran and see what is there, so that you'll be able to evangelize to our fellow Muslims. They need to be redeemed. They are living in a lie. They have joined this court. They have been brainwashed from childhood. But you can help some of them, if not all of them. Because when you begin to review they have only told them that the Bible is changed. You know who changed the Bible? They are the ones. They changed the Bible stories. They twisted them. And there are many we can talk about. Typical example I gave you was about the Moses and the burning bush. Allah said, I am Allah who is speaking to you from the burning bush. Yet they said Allah cannot enter into his creation. Okay. Now, who is Allah? Allah is not a spirit being. Yet they said a spirit came from Allah, and that spirit became Jesus. Jesus is a spirit proceeding from Allah. Allah has not got a spirit. How can he give spirit? Have you lost it? I love you. I don't hate you. But our fellow Muslims, we love you, especially those of you in Africa. Begin to start thinking. Christianity is the way. That's why they keep on poisoning you. I hear some of the things I hear from some of the Dawah leaders and the imams. You ask yourself, where do these people blatant lie? You think they have bought their minds? Yes. You see, after Jesus' resurrection, the religious leaders gave money to the soldiers and said, when people ask you, say that Jesus is not risen. So Jesus started doing miracles. They can't deny it. They themselves said, we cannot deny this. The fact is that we can. Let's threaten them, kill some of them. Probably they will stop. We don't stop. They can't deny. Okay, Jesus is real. He's who he says he is. And there is more we can tell you with time. Okay, we know what your Quran's been saying. We have been studying them, but our hearts are towards you, our African Muslims. Please read your scripture and turn to Jesus before it's too late, because Allah has warned all of you. You are all going to hell, and later he will come and take you from there. It's deception. The same thing he told Adam. If you eat this fruit, you will be like God. They were not like God. If you dare follow Islam and you go to hell, Allah will let you down. He won't take you out of that place, because once you go there, no point of return. Why do you want to believe a God who tell you go to hell and I'll bring some of you from there? He even says some of you. You have to be wise. You are wiser than this. I know you are my African friend. You love me, don't you? I'm telling you the truth.